Holy Roadkill.
Alright, hello everybody. My name is Sung Park,
My name is Asher Norris.
and here in the back is our sound guy.
Hey, Andrew. But they call me what?
Your last name.
Andrew Lane, obviously. That's not obvious, but yeah.
That's not his name, everyone. His name is Danger.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Dange to some and / or most.
Fat stacks to a select few.
Fat stacks to those he owes money.
Andy Fat Stacks Lane. Anyway, this is the first episode of our radio show. Our working title currently is
Holy Roadkill.
Holy Roadkill.
We just like to give a big shout out to WECB for denying us the chance to host this radio show via Emerson.
For being a bunch of sniveling fucks.
For denying us the chance to host whatever we want to say on like Emerson quote unquote radio waves.
I mean,
Although this is
we
just
can't
about as official.
Blatantly swear on public radio anyway. So why are we doing this show other than to like as an act of vengeance against WERS, WECB, and whoever it was?
Well, personally, I'm doing this show because it's a way to produce an actual product, or like, you know, to have like a finished product from basically just doing something that I do naturally anyways, which is talk about whatever the hell comes to mind and laugh a bunch with my buddies. And like we realized that the appeal isn't the broadest, but but really, honestly, even if this never reaches more than like 3 people, it's still gonna be a big win for me.
I mean, there's 3 people in the room already. So.
Yeah, so like we got there.
I can tell you there's going to be at least, probably at most, 2 people I know who are going to listen to it. So there's
And
5.
like at least like 2 people I know as well. So
Yeah, I think anywhere
we
between
already
1 to
have,
2,000 people.
We already added a cool 7 listeners. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So we're earning our money back already. We've made a
Tenfold.
profit. No, dude, 7-fold.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What about you, Sung?
why am I doing this show?
Yeah.
Well, I do want to do like voice, possibly radio stuff in the future.
Mhm.
So I feel like dicking around like this is a good place to get started. Yeah. All right. So first topic of the day. I think we'll kind of just go by like topic by topic and just talk about something and then go until like there's a natural. Yeah, that's right. There's a natural transition to the next topic. Anyway, Asher, did you hear about how like asteroid mining and stuff is like becoming like a crazy like space industry? Like people are like legitimately like starting up like companies and stuff like to just go out and mine asteroids for resources.
How does one reach an asteroid?
I don't know, but like they have like all this technology in place and like it's actually.
How can you not? You have to know where to get, like, that's like me saying I'm gonna like, did you hear about like mining the center of the earth? Like that's a thing now. It's like, how does one get to the center of the earth? I don't know.
Yeah, well, like they had like there's this like one company. It's called like Deep Space Industries. And, like,
Is this like the new Silicon Valley thing?
No, not even. It's just like they're like, oh yeah, by 2015 we're gonna be launching our first satellites, and like people are just like, okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
On what authority do they?
They're just like, yeah, we have the plans laid out, and here's our experimental technology, and it's just a video of like CGI. But I don't know. I mean, like it looks legit because there's like all these like competing like startups and stuff like who are all like, yeah, like space is the biggest thing now.
What do you mine from an asteroid?
Well,
Like
elements.
Just like elements?
basic elements.
Like, what if you like unpacked an asteroid and you found like the most complex things in the world, like ready-made products and like precious commodities?
I mean,
You just open up the asteroid like it's a like one of those Pokeballs from Burger King that you used to get. Like you'd buy the Happy Meal just to get your like static Bulbasaur toy that just sits there like an eraser top.
So they're like spending billions of dollars to fly out into space and find Bulbasaur toys inside of asteroids.
Asteroid mining. It's slightly more expensive than buying a Happy Meal, but Happy Meals are bad for you.
Yeah.
So it's.
So they're helping the childhood obesity problem of America.
What if Steve Jobs, like, he has this, like, he has, like, this incredible new business idea? Like,
no, he's
this,
dead.
No, I know, but, like, what if Steve Jobs has this awesome marketing idea?
Yeah.
And he's like, I have something that's never been done before. For the launch of the iPad 7, we're gonna launch it in space. Like he hires this deep space company to like build him like a sweet launch space.
Yeah.
In space.
Yeah.
So he launches it in space via like Skype. Or like
he's just like in like a little spacecraft.
it serves no purpose.
Wait, do you mean he's like launching it from space, or he's launching it into space?
Well,
like both.
He's announcing the product launch while in a satellite,
and then just fires it
But
off
then he
into
fires
space.
all of them into space.
The
Well-
only like prototype. He's like, all right, there it goes. I've released it.
He's like, let me show you some of the features, and he like opens up the blast doors and just shoves the iPad out into space, and the iPad just is crumpled
Yeah.
and freezes immediately. He's just like, well, you wouldn't do any of these things because he's not alive,
Yeah.
but it's all hypothetical. But then again, so is space mining, and so is asteroid mining. Like it. I've never heard of anything that's apparently like newsworthy and like worthy of starting up a company. It's like the least concrete idea I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I mean, there was all this stuff like a few years ago of like people like, oh yeah, we're gonna colonize Mars by like 2014, and they like released like all these like blueprints and stuff.
Blueprints of
and then,
what?
And then that's literally all they had. They were just it was like a little diagram of like us, and then like an arrow to Mars, and they were like 2014, and that was their blueprint.
The diagrams of like colonizing Mars are just gonna look like an arrow pointing to the Millennium Falcon, and it's just gonna be like slam down on the president's desk and be like, here it is, sir, like we have it.
Yeah.
Like here's the blueprint.
Yeah.
The blueprint isn't like, all right, like first we're gonna land on like the south side, and then we're gonna dub it the south side of Mars.
Yeah.
And you have to get there first.
Like establishing colonies, like none of that's there. Just instantly the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, you have to figure out how you're gonna get water.
Yeah.
Like that's also a big thing. Like
That's a big thing.
it's a big thing, but it's like again, it's only one thing.
It's overlooked though. Like they launched the entire thing. Like, all right, we're pretty much done here. And then,
It's like, but like
Oh yeah, food and water. What is that?
food and water. Like I can't eat Mars, although I can find
You can just
Happy Meal toys and asteroids floating by,
hunt the local Mars wildlife.
which may or may not.
be other humans.
Yeah, the most dangerous game. I don't know. I just think sometimes people like to promise things because tech is evolving so fast. They're just like, well, I mean, we can do this, and then we can do this, and I just want to be like, dude, like, before we colonize Mars, can we just like stop polluting, or maybe even like stop letting reality TV be a thing, or like stop letting girls wear leggings as if it's like pants, because I can see like
Every wrinkle and
oh!
every nook and cranny.
Every
and-
nook and cranny
and
of the
foible.
oh foible. Yeah, like we haven't solved some of the most remedial problems of our society, and we already want to bring like Uggs and like Crocs and leggings,
jeggings to space.
jeggings.
Yeah.
I've never really understood the point of jeggings versus jeans because it's the same material.
Yeah.
is just like is more likely to give you camel toe.
Wait,
Like
same material as what? Leggings or jeans?
it's
They're
essentially
I
jeans.
thought
Like
I thought they were leggings with jean patterns on them or something.
you know
Am
what?
I
Now that you
wrong?
mention it,
I don't know.
it's like entirely new concept. And the thing is too, I've touched them before. I still don't know what they are. Stretchy jean-looking things but you can't have pockets on them really, because they're leggings, but they're jeans.
Would you wear jeggings?
If they made jeggings for men,
Yeah.
I guess you really don't.
I'm
need
pretty sure they have
uniform
those.
neck-
Do they have jeggings? I mean,
Yeah, it was like
it doesn't
some-
stop guys from wearing girl pants anyways. So it's not like you can really stop a guy from walking in and buying girl jeans. So his little minuscule ween dinger just like looks slightly less minuscule of like look mommy, my little pecker looks like a woodpecker. Like Johnny, stop buying girl shit. Like maybe then you'll get someone to look at your ween for other than like
your
laughing
little
at it.
ween dinger.
Actually, a while back, like the whole concept of chodes, it as we're talking about like small weens, I had an idea a while back. I didn't follow through on it because like sometimes things happen, like what we're doing now. Like you're like maybe we should do this, and it's meant to be, and it happens. Sometimes it's not. One of the things that's not is I was gonna write a book just about random topics that I find myself ranting about.
Yeah.
Basically this in book form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as fun,
Yeah.
and also like not as.
How's this on the
buddy-ish.
topic of chodes?
Just stop talking.
Okay.
Basically, I was gonna write about how chodes is basically the idea of a chode is like it's like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness monster. It's like everyone like talks about it as if it's real, and like there's like hazy photograph evidence, and like it's a thing, and people mention it. It's on Wikipedia, but like no one knows anyone who's seen one.
How do you? I feel like Nick's seen one.
Nick has seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay, well Nick saw some dude's chode that he said looked like discolored,
Yeah.
and like I pictured one of those like those little like those like gel filled like tubes.
The things that slide out of your hands.
Yeah,
when you
they're like
squeeze.
they look like kind of like a tube worm or like a sea
The
cucumber.
most useless device known to man.
It's
Yeah.
not a stress ball because it'll break all over the place.
It exists. It
You can't do it.
exists solely so that you can't pick it up.
ex-
That's its only purpose.
And also so that like at a young innocent age you can start to grasp the concept of something being discolored and also wider than it is long, which like later in life,
Like if you're one of those mythical like poor souls who were born with a chode, you'd know how to deal with it.
yeah. I mean, I feel like at this point, like how there's like chubby chasers,
Yeah.
like
I-
yeah. Why aren't there chode chasers? Because like honestly, it's like a mythical creature at this point. If I was a chick and I could go have sex with somebody who had a chode, it would be a highlight of my year
Like.
socially and sexually, maybe emotionally, depending on if it was a good guy or not.
Yeah.
But-
Not physically. It'd be like the lowest point of your entire life.
Physically, it might be. It's strange because it would be like a sexual highlight, but a physical low, because it doesn't make any sense. It's like the most useless thing that's ever happened. Like there aren't really any other body parts that we know of that just exist in such an absolutely useless fashion.
I mean, there's like the appendix and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a universal
Yeah.
stupidity. That's a universal pointless addition. I'm talking about like
A rare feature.
like a rare feature.
Like,
It's not seen as a deformity. Like if I came in and one of my hands was wider than it is long, it would be a deformed hand. But if I came in and just whipped my chode out and like placed what little I have of it on the table, you'd be like, that's a chode. Like it's not a deformity. It's just like a kind of penis that you can wield. Like is like this. There's inconsistency there,
Yeah.
but I don't. I really don't know why.
It's prejudice. That's what it is.
It's well, I don't really know if a chode is a political thing,
What?
but like if it is a political thing,
Yeah.
I feel like it could be like one of the turning points in an election. like you know what I'm saying? Like because it's such a people are so like conflicted about it. It could be like a debate topic. Like, can you imagine that? Like Bill Clinton and like I don't know, some other person. Who was another person who could run for president?
Herman Cain.
Who's Herman Cain?
Butter.
Breathe on biscuits.
Oh,
Jam.
8 for jam.
Yeah.
But what about like
Al Gore, John Kerry,
Well, if he's gonna be debating, it's gotta be a conservative dude, right?
Billy and his aide. I don't know.
What about Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood.
Who's basically just like attaching the mic to a volcano and saying that's his speech.
Yeah.
Or like attaching the mic to like an alligator's butt cheek and saying like that's my speech.
That's my political platform.
Yeah. Like, literally. But anyway, so like Clint Eastwood is debating with Bill Clinton and like
There's so much Clint here.
yeah, like I could be like Clint Eastwood could just be like, there has to be more guns and less liberals and like at times movie script, and then you're like, okay, well, like that's good and all, but like the American people are sick of your old schemes and your old tirades. Like, what about chodes?
And they're like, let's see what Billy has to say about shows.
Like President Obama, shout out actually on like a less serious note,
Yeah.
because I've been serious.
Yeah.
He gave a direct acknowledgement of global warming and the threat it poses to our society. I think I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something like, it would be irresponsible of the current society if we didn't try to fix our problems for our kids and grandkids, which moved me to tears and sneezes and hiccups and like mouth vomit and like
This is verbatim, right? Look, this is exactly what he said.
he yeah, no, this is me. But like I'm paraphrasing what he said as well.
Oh, okay.
But this is literally what I felt. Regardless. Okay, so I don't
What was this shout out all about? You just
why did he say it?
I don't know.
I don't know. You started the shout out.
Yeah,
to
you-
Obama.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he's just like talking about global warming, and it was the first time in like a long time, maybe ever, that a president has acknowledged the importance of global warming so blatantly and kind of mentioned it more than passing. Like that was his inauguration. He was like, "Yo, American people, this is what's gonna happen."
Yeah.
Like we're actually aware of the fact that like countless New Jersey, what do you call them?
Guidos,
You call them people over there?
orcs, half orcs.
Dung beetles, arachnids, like a bunch of just spiders. Many spiders in New Jersey were drowned by hurricanes and hurricanes and like all sorts of just crap, like just bad weather stuff
Yeah.
and pollution, and like it was one of the first times that anyone has ever even said that on like a political stage, and it just brings to mind, like, what if Obama had also said for the first time on a political stage, like, and we, you know, like, chodes, like, they're real people, like, they're out there.
This is the tie-in.
He basically, like, he needs to raise the question, like, are they real or are they not? Because we're spending too much time
I think
thinking about them
I think it's
and talking
universally-
about them.
I think it's like scientifically and medically agreed upon that they're real, but like no one will acknowledge that.
But no one, like, have you ever heard of chode? Like, it's strange to me because most people my age know what a chode is, but has it ever been mentioned in any pop culture situation? Has it ever been mentioned, like, on a TV show?
I mean, Jack Black always talks about chodes, like in Tenacious D.
Yeah,
But
that's,
he's relevant, though.
Yeah.
He's more relevant.
and that's not really like TV. Like not everyone has access to it. I mean, it's pretty niche kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Think about it, like think of how many large and slash or average and
like-
slash or like small dick jokes are made by comedians and comedies, like TV comedies, like movie comedies, all sorts of stuff.
But not chodes.
I can't even think of SNL mentioning a chode. They mention all sorts of like relevant pop culture
Maybe
stupidities.
they're being paid off by other lobbyists, like against like. You
Yeah,
know,
we
big
gotta keep
medical and
this-
Stuff, big science.
That's what I'm trying to say is like no one is talking about
What would you
this.
do though if you're watching an episode of like House or Grey's Anatomy or something, and the issue the guy had was that like he had a chode and like he wasn't sure what it was.
But it's just completely passively mentioned. Like Dr. House is like, oh, he also has a chode. And
It
it's
would
just, like,
set
end of
Twitter
scene.
ablaze.
Just-
It would set
the
the
credits roll.
it would set the blogospheres on fire because like I said, like it's literally never mentioned in anything but like if you Google chode, you will find like jokes about chode. Trust me, you'll find jokes and like pictures that are like it's kind of like a Loch Ness monster picture where like it's hazy and you see like a faint outline of something that's wider than it is long.
you see it breaching the water just. Like,
Yeah, like you're breaching like the open zipper of your jeggings, but like, but like, again, it's just not like it's not on SNL ever. Think of how many seasons of SNL there's been.
Yeah.
It's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes,
Yeah.
and all sorts of irreverent, ridiculous comedians, like people who went on to do ridiculous. Like Will Ferrell was on SNL.
Yeah. Do you
I've never heard him say chode.
Do you think that like there's like some like really famous like historical figure like who had a chode, like just I'm George Washington. I liberated America.
No way that man had a chode.
Well, maybe that's why nobody talks
No
about
way.
it, because there's like some gentleman's rule that like you just don't talk about it because George Washington had one. Maybe
Yeah.
that's it,
Yeah.
and we just don't know about it.
If
'cause
that's
we're
the case,
stupid.
then we're not gentlemen.
No.
And no one I know is a gentleman. And what we know as a gentleman is redefined. Because, like, honestly, no one will tell me about this stuff. Like, no one talks about it. Like, I bring it up, and they're like, oh, there goes Asher. Like, he's talking about chodes again. He loves that word. Like, why does he love that word? Actually, funny anecdote about chodes. So here at Emerson College, we have our own email accounts, and I have to reset my email password. I don't know what the time frame is. Like probably every semester or so.
I mean, I randomly get emails like on like the most sporadic basis,
Yeah.
like just completely at random. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it goes like a whole year, and then other times it's like, oh, it expires in like 5 seconds. Here you go, and then like I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So it's like this random thing at like 11 p.m. And I'm like, okay, I have to figure out this password because like what if my boss or my teacher emails me about some important thing? So I fix it right away, obviously. And last semester I was on a chode kick, like just saying it a lot and
Yeah.
thinking about them a lot, just
Yeah.
really mulling it over. So my password was capital C chode monkeys ! And then later when I needed to reset the password, I just decided to go in and take care of it in person,
Yeah.
the IT desk. But I didn't know beforehand that they were just kind of like gonna do it for me.
Yeah.
They just needed like a new password.
Yeah.
But they also needed my old password. So I had to like look this dude in the eyes who looked like a gnome on like human growth hormone,
So a normal human.
but a gnome looking
Oh,
human,
okay.
like a normal sized human who
Had like gnome features.
like his eyebrows could have been like the stabilizing wings on like a small aircraft. Anyways, like, so he was like looking down at the computer, and he was like, "Okay, I need your old password," and I was like, "Yeah, it's capital C, chode, monkeys, exclamation point." He didn't repeat it. He just kind of like his fingers stopped moving on the keyboard for a little bit, and like you could kind of see the synapses of his brain, like thinking two things: one, like what the hell, and two, like did he actually just say that word? Like, is he talking about them?
Yeah.
Is he actually referencing this thing that like we all think about, but for some reason is swept under the rug on like an hourly basis
on major political arenas.
in major political arenas. The thing that's especially disturbing though is that it's swept under the rug not only in like politics, like they're all a bunch of lying sacks of skank nugs, but like even the people we trust, like Will Ferrell and like, you know, just like funny, weird people to talk about this kind of stuff. They don't even say it. And that's why I think Obama, like, it's good that he mentioned global warming, but like,
because he's one step closer.
yeah, like, okay, like you acknowledge the second most important and tough thing to acknowledge as a nation and as a world. Like, we're polluting the world too much.
Yeah.
But the first most uncomfortable thing to mention as a politician is still completely in the dark.
Yeah.
It wasn't even mentioned offhandedly in a debate this past election.
Yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of elections, like, did you have bullshit happen to you when you tried to go vote?
Oh, I didn't vote.
You didn't vote? Why not?
No. I don't know. I never registered, so I was kind of just like, I mean, I didn't have like U.S. citizenship until recently. So.
Hey, can you even vote, man? Are you even?
No, dude. I'm not even American. I don't even speak English.
Yeah, what the f are you saying?
So Sung didn't vote.
No, I did not. Why? Did you have like random stuff happen?
I voted. Did you vote?
I waited. Yeah, I did. I waited in line for roughly 3 hours, and then I got all the way to the end of the line, and they said I was at the wrong place.
Were you?
Well, my neighbor was like, "I'm going to Government Center," and she lives literally like I could hit her apartment with a baseball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if you're going to Government Center, then probably I'm part of the demographic that goes to Government Center as well.
Yeah.
And I went there, and they're like, no, you have to get the library. It's over on Congress Street, or like, I don't know, Commercial Street, whatever. So I went to the library.
That's what they said.
The library was the most, like, juvenile situation. Like, maybe that's not the word I'm looking for. Unofficial, I guess? Like, what's the word for unofficial? It's like just
amateur.
Yes, that's the perfect word.
Yeah.
It was amateur hour over there.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in like there was like really crowded and people were like, you know, like really just, you know, confused and that they had no idea what was going on. It was just a simple matter that like it was like zombies were voting.
Yeah.
Like everyone was just like sighing heavily and like literally not a single word was said by anybody in the entire place. Like from when I went in to like when I left, the only words that were said were from like the facilitators to the voters. Voters did not say a single thing, whether to themselves or to the other people. And I think that they were just all turned away to go there. And like it like voting had become like I'm gonna stick up and like just hope that one of these people finally shed some light on what we're all thinking. To like
the major issue I want to see
yeah
isn't even on the ballot.
Yeah. But then it transferred to the library. Like it became like, oh, like, well, like they already denied me the right to vote basically, so I have to do it over again. And then like no one's gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who I vote for. I could vote for Mitt or Obama, and either one of them, they're gonna turn a blind eyes.
Yeah.
Their eyes are blind and they're turning them away from something that's admittedly hard to see, but still omnipresent in our society. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make much sense to me. But that's just my take on things.
Yeah. It's just anyway, yeah. Major political issues of our generation. And I think that would be a good place to close our first show.
Is that a question or?
No.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
exactly are you suggesting?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, it's
It's a logical place. It's like a half hour.
Yeah.
this is
so
the most logic that we've had all
day. Like, interacting with Spencer is just not logical.
I haven't done that in
You haven't seen him today?
at least one moon.
I think what we have to agree is that like that can't be a topic of this radio show.
It's gonna have to be because we're gonna keep idly mentioning him, and people are gonna be like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to devote an entire episode to like
Yeah,
Spencer.
to just explaining who Spencer is and like
Like already we're instigating this as
and, like as we're trying to end the show, just Spencer comes up and it's gonna go on for another
He
hour.
rears his ugly
Like
he unfolds his head from his
like
his ass. He like draws his head from his ass like a rapier from a scabbard.
lifts his like plagued hooves, lets out like the most foul neigh that is known to man.
We'll have to go over and like read some of the texts we sent back and forth like
About
these old time like tomes.
Spencer, like just as like this demonic entity, like similar to Cthulhu or like
Nalubras,
Nalubras,
as we call him.
Yeah. Anyway, that is a topic for another day.
Oh, what about do we have anything to tell our listeners about what they can expect for the next segment, which should be
for the
about
next
a week from now?
segment.
We can do it weekly, I guess.
Weekly?
Well, there was like I was like I just had this hilarious thought one day.
I think we should, before you say that, I think you should probably, whenever we just think we have enough to do another episode, we shouldn't like do it a set week. Just like whenever we have time, we're just gonna come in and do this.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything.
Yeah. Lower your expectations.
None. No
Just
expectations.
Lower them as low as you can, and then lower them more.
Just don't have expectations, and then you'll be satisfied.
Don't even expect a radio show.
Like this is the last episode. We're done.
We're not even gonna release this.
This won't even reach you.
Yeah, no one is listening to this right now, so it doesn't even matter in the first
We
place.
never uploaded this to any accessible platform.
Anyway, I was thinking like, how hilarious is it that like imagine like you were talking about like Bigfoot or like the Loch Ness monster or something, right?
Shows, yeah.
Like if we discovered like Bigfoot, eventually at some point someone's gonna be touching his like balls and like groin area. Like they're gonna go shoot Bigfoot and bring his dead body back to a science lab, and then some scientist has to like inspect his dick and balls.
Well, it goes with any cryptid, like if
Yeah.
like Mothman or a chupacabra or aliens. Like, at some point, someone is gonna have to get a handful of their gens. And it's just,
Like, is it like scientific protocol to like cup the balls of the alien? You're trying to like, why you say a handful of the gens?
Oh, I gotta get a taste of these gens. Like, figure out. It's for science, man.
It's for science. Like, don't look at me weird, Jeffries. like some anonymous
some enterprising scientist.
Shut up, Clyde. I'm gonna
biologist named Clyde and Jeffries.
Yeah.
One of them's just the last name guy. There's always that last name guy.
Jeffries. Yeah, it's him.
But like just Bigfoot's dick, like you have to like draw like in your little moleskin journal, like, like draw it in excruciating detail, like the hair that like continues all the way up the shaft until it meets like some strange cup around the pee hole. Like he has to shave the top, like the very head of his dick. So like
the forked head.
Oh, forked.
I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty.
That would be disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like a snake's tongue licking you, except it's a Bigfoot dick licking you.
Yeah, I think this is a good place to end.
But yeah, so it's been a pleasure.
Yes, it has.
And
hopefully you are listening to this, and we actually do get this done.
we also hope and have faith in the fact that if this ever reaches anyone, it'll be mastered perfectly by Audio Whiz Big Daddy Stacks.
Andy Fat Stacks Lane.
I'll try. I might delete it completely. Accidentally. I can't make any promises.
Andrew, where is my dad and why is he yelling at me, Lane?
Where is he, first of all? And why is he yelling at me?
Andrew, I never go home because I don't have one, Lane.
But anyway, like I hope the very subtle like political message we've embedded in this radio like broadcast like eventually reaches some mass audience and like starts a revolutionary movement to just bring attention to serious overlooked.
Yeah, if there's anything to take away from this, it's definitely that Chodes are I mean, maybe they're not real, but they're definitely something we need to address before we can do something as just asinine and just stupidly ambitious as like harvesting
Asteroid.
friggin' asteroid mining, like where you could go buy a Happy Meal like a few years back and get these toys anyways.
Yeah.
We have to move forward, and the only way we can move forward is if we address this small issue facing and wide issue.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you for listening.
Until maybe next time, I'm Asher Norris.
I'm Sung Park.
And
In the back is...
Andrew?
Andrew, my speakers don't work, so I bought a dead cow, Lane. Andrew, I have put tacks up my butthole so I can make pasta better, Lane.
Asher, dead guy ordering a dead guy at McDonald's, Norris.
Sung, I put my pants on my head so I didn't have to look at the ground, Park.
Okay, just...
All right,
Okay,
off.
goodbye.